Hi everybody, this is Brett with Digital Energy coming to you with a short little video on this February 28th, 2022. It's a Monday here and I felt like it was important to post this little video to talk about the incredible market action in Bitcoin today. When I woke up this morning, I actually had heard a news report that the U.S. stock market futures was down heavily. And when I first heard that, prior to checking the cryptocurrency markets, I had come to the conclusion, or just had the initial thought, that, well, the crypto markets are likely down. There must be some additional FUD over with regard to Russia and Ukraine, and we'll see probably a weak day in the crypto markets. When I checked the price, that is not what we saw. What we saw was a fairly strong Bitcoin. Bitcoin at that time was just under 40,000. Around in the $39,000 range, and when I saw that, it prompted me to immediately go in and buy some Bitcoin, because what I believe I was seeing is the fact that the world is waking up to Bitcoin as a store of value and a safe haven in uncertain times. There has been no better advertising campaign than what we've seen in the last several weeks. Of course, first, what we saw is that banks in Canada, a supposed liberal democracy, were being frozen. The Canadian government decided that in its efforts to stop a protest, a freedom of speech protest, they were going to freeze people's accounts. Of course, if you hold Bitcoin and you hold it in the right way, that makes it impossible for the Canadian government or any government to freeze your financial accounts. Then, of course, we had the Russian invasion of Ukraine. I just posted a video yesterday about that and how I believe you can use Bitcoin to protect yourself in such times. But one of the things we discussed yesterday is how in times of war and other uncertainty, there's oftentimes a run on traditional banks in order for you to get your money, and that certainly has happened here. I think people have decided that, we need a system that does not require us to run to our banks and does not have the threat of those banks being or those funds being inaccessible to us in times of need. Bitcoin is exactly that type of money and value. So I think people are waking up to that. Of course, we also know that because of the invasion, the Russian ruble has absolutely crumbled in value, down as much as 30%. You have to understand that is incredible. This is a currency. Currencies usually don't rise and fall like that, but the Russian ruble has declined, and of course that affects the Russian citizen that's just holding money. It's also been reported that the Russian government may seize a portion of its citizens' accounts because of the economic sanctions that have been imposed upon Russia by the rest of the world. And we also know that Bitcoin is pouring into Ukraine. As people need resources and money that they can access, we're seeing Bitcoin being put to the test, and it's rising to that challenge as people are sending, I think at last count, something like $40+ million. That's the number I heard this morning had flown into the Ukrainian wallets. And then, of course, we also see this story that the Russian banks now, the European or the rest of the world has essentially cut Russia off from the SWIFT system. And if you're not familiar with the SWIFT system, it's essentially the current, although greatly flawed, international system of transferring money around the world. This, again, is not only going to make it hard for the Russian government to wage war in Ukraine and cause very substantial economic problems, but these problems are going to affect the Russian citizen. And I think what you're seeing is, again, the Russian people, the rank and file Russian citizen, seeing an incredible need for a hard money, a decentralized money, a money where the power and the ownership of that money is in the hands of the individual and not controlled by a government. So I'll just say I think that the future is bright for Bitcoin. It's going to be incredible to see, I think, over the next 2 weeks what happens, but I actually think you are going to see Bitcoin continue to rise. So if we just look at the technicals, I'll let you know what I'm certainly looking for. Here you can see again the incredible strength that Bitcoin had today, at one point rising up over $44,000. And I actually think you are going to see it break through this resistance in the $46,000 range. And when that happens, I think that you're going to see us rise to 52 prior to the next little bit of resistance. And then shortly after that, yeah, we may have a pullback or two, but I do think that we're headed higher. The people of the world are waking up to Bitcoin. The world needs a Bitcoin. The power of money needs to be in the hands of the people, in your hands, your money in your hands. So if you haven't adopted Bitcoin yet, please do your homework, study, talk to your family and friends. This is a way to protect your wealth, to protect yourself in times of need, in times of uncertainty, in times of war. And there is no better technology that's ever been invented in the history of the world than Bitcoin as far as money technology goes. As always, this is Brett with Digital Energy saying protect yourself out there.